The sun warmed our faces as we stepped into the vast green forest, a world of whispering leaves and birdsong. My son, Leo, his eyes wide with wonder, darted ahead, chasing a butterfly. "Stay close, Leo," I called out, my voice filled with a gentle warmth. "This place is huge." He giggled, a sound that was pure music, and shouted back, "I will, Dad." We were on our annual family camping trip, a tradition I cherished more than anything.
Ho, ho, ho!
The air was crisp, filled with the scent of pine and damp earth. Leo, with his bright red jacket, was a splash of color against the endless green. He pointed at every little thing, a peculiar-looking mushroom, a trail of ants marching like tiny soldiers, a stream that gurgled like a secret. Each discovery was a grand adventure for him. I remember smiling, thinking how these moments were the very fabric of happiness.
Ho, ho, ho!
We stopped for lunch by a shimmering creek. Leo, his little hands messy with sandwich crumbs, told me stories about the fantasy kingdoms he imagined hidden behind the trees. His imagination was as boundless as the forest itself. I told him, "Always remember, Leo, no matter where your adventures take you, Dad is always here." He nodded, his expression serious for a moment, before breaking into another bright smile.
Ho, ho, ho!
Little did I know how soon those words would be put to the test. After lunch, I was packing up our things, my back turned for just a minute. When I looked up, the spot where Leo had been standing was empty. The bright red of his jacket was gone. "Leo!" I called, a flicker of unease stirring in my chest. "Leo, where are you?" This isn't a funny game. Only the rustle of leaves answered. Panic, cold and sharp, began to climb my throat.
Ho, ho, ho!
I shouted his name, louder this time, my voice echoing through the silent trees. Nothing. I ran to the path, my heart pounding against my ribs like a trapped bird. I scanned the woods, every shadow looking like a threat. He couldn't have gone far. He was just here. But the forest, which moments ago felt like a magical playground, now seemed vast, dark, and menacing. Every path looked the same. Every tree was a silent, unhelpful giant.
Ho, ho, ho!
I screamed his name until my voice was raw, a desperate plea swallowed by the wilderness. The world spun around me. My son, my little boy, was lost. The hours that followed were a blur of frantic searching. I plunged deeper into the woods, ignoring the thorns that tore at my clothes and the branches that whipped my face. Leo, the name was a constant prayer on my lips.
Ho, ho, ho!
Every snap of a twig made me jump, my head whipping around with a desperate hope that was immediately crushed. The sun began to set, painting the sky in hues of orange and purple, but the beauty was lost on me. It only meant the darkness was coming, bringing with it new dangers. My mind raced with terrible thoughts, images I tried to push away. I thought of his small hand in mine, his laughter, the way he looked at me with complete trust.
Ho, ho, ho!
And I had let him down. A sense of failure, heavy and suffocating, settled over me. I promised him I would always be there, and now, when he needed me most, I couldn't find him. The guilt was a physical pain, sharper than any cut or scratch. But I couldn't stop. I wouldn't stop. He was out here somewhere, scared and alone. And I had to find him. Night fell completely, and a storm rolled in. Rain lashed down, turning the forest floor into a muddy slide.
Ho, ho, ho!
Thunder cracked overhead like the sky was breaking apart. I was drenched, cold, and exhausted, but I pushed on. My flashlight beam cut a weak path through the darkness, illuminating a world of distorted, dripping shapes. The wind howled, sounding like a mournful cry, and for a terrifying moment, I thought it was Leo. I stumbled through creeks that had swelled into rushing torrents, my feet numb and my body aching.
Ho, ho, ho!
At one point, I slipped on a wet rock and fell hard, my knee screaming in protest. Lying there in the mud, with the storm raging around me, despair washed over me. It felt hopeless. The forest was too big, too dark. But then I saw it in my mind, Leo's face, his bright, trusting eyes. The thought of him, alone in this storm, was a jolt to my heart. I couldn't give up. He needed me. With a groan, I pulled myself to my feet, my resolve hardening into steel.
Ho, ho, ho!
Hope wasn't a feeling anymore, it was a choice. A promise I had made to my son. I would find him, or I would spend the rest of my life trying. As dawn broke, the storm subsided, leaving behind a world washed clean and eerily quiet. Exhaustion was a heavy cloak on my shoulders, but I kept moving, my search now more methodical, more desperate. I called his name, my voice a hoarse whisper, "Leo, please."
Ho, ho, ho!
Then I saw it. A small red piece of fabric caught on a thorny bush near the edge of a ravine. My heart stopped. It was from his jacket. A new wave of fear and adrenaline surged through me. I scrambled down the steep, slippery slope, my hands raw from grabbing onto roots and rocks. At the bottom, nestled in a small, sheltered cave-like overhang, was a small figure. It was him, Leo. He was curled up in a ball, his red jacket wrapped tightly around him, fast asleep.
Ho, ho, ho!
For a moment, I couldn't breathe. I just stood there shaking as tears streamed down my face. Relief so profound it felt like my soul was being put back together. I knelt beside him, my hand trembling as I touched his hair. "Leo," I whispered, my voice thick with emotion. His eyes fluttered open. "Dad?" He mumbled sleepily. And then he saw me, truly saw me, and his face crumpled. "Dad." I was so scared.
Ho, ho, ho!
He threw his arms around my neck, and I held him so tight I thought I might never let go. He sobbed into my shoulder, and I sobbed with him, tears of fear, of relief, of overwhelming love. "I got lost," he cried. "I was following a squirrel, and then I couldn't find you. I was calling for you, but you didn't hear me." I stroked his back, murmuring, "I'm here now, I'm here. I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry."
Ho, ho, ho!
We stayed like that for a long time, huddled together as the first rays of sunlight pierced through the canopy above, illuminating the dust motes dancing in the air. In that moment, holding my son, nothing else in the world mattered. The forest, the storm, the fear, it all faded away. All that was left was this profound, unbreakable bond between a father and his child.
Ho, ho, ho!
I looked into his tear-streaked face and said, "Leo, you must always listen to me, Ukake. Always stay close. Because there is nothing in this entire world more important to me than you. I love you more than all the stars in the sky." He nodded, clutching my shirt tightly. "I love you too, Dad. I'll always stay close. I promise." As I carried him out of the woods, I knew this was a lesson neither of us would ever forget.
Ho, ho, ho!
The world is a big, beautiful, and sometimes scary place. But the safest place you can ever be is right beside the people who love you most. Thank you for watching. Remember to hold your loved ones close. If you enjoyed our story, please like this video and subscribe to our channel for more content like this. Stay safe, and we'll see you next time.
Ho, ho, ho!